All right. Yay! I'm dancing with the music that Kamiko made up. Welcome, welcome to our Free Talk Friday. We miss you. We miss you last week. We had some things. So sometimes you'll see us maybe skip a week or so. So just bear with us. When things come up, that's more important. Then we have to attend to those things. So we welcome you back and welcome, welcome, welcome for those of you who are watching. I am Dawn Saunders, your host, and I have Kamiko Durgans with me, my co-host, and we work together, collaborate together just so we can come and bring you the news. News, right?
That's
So we
right.
talk about current events. So at this time, I let Kamiko introduce herself a little bit because I know every day is new people that's joining. So I have a ministry that God has blessed me to lead and trust me. And I just thank God for giving me the grace to do so. And it's Happy Harvest Ministry entails with 4 pillars and different things. So this is part of it. And, we're going places. So we're looking for, your prayers and trust with us. So God bless you. I'm a nurse by trade. I'm a registered nurse by profession, and I'm married with children. So on to you, Kamiko.
Hello, everybody. Again, we're just so grateful that you have come in to chat with us today. We are glad about this Free Talk Friday. I'm Kamiko, hosting here with Dawn, and we're just glad to be here. We're glad that you bring us into your homes, into your lives, so we can discuss these different things. So, I am a founder of Visible Roots Inc., and that's an organization where we support communities and people in the communities, families, homeless. We do a lot of things, and so we're just glad to be able to do that. If God is truly, truly good to us. And so I also work along with Don with Happy Harvest. We're also members of LCCI here in the Atlanta chapter. So we are definitely into the area of helps and ministry, and so we love to lend our thoughts and what God give us to help and our strength and our efforts and all of that into the community. So we thank you again for coming. This is just a part of what we do at our ministries, but we're glad that you're here to join us. So continue to share it, and we're ready to get right into it.
Awesome, awesome. So our topic today is very interesting, and I hope and trust that it blesses you and inform you and help you. So we're going to talk about living will and advance directives, medical power of attorney, and again, we're hoping that we have, some some of you are able to. I don't know, Kamiko, were you able to get to start sharing? Uh, if you guys can start sharing, because I think this is such a, informative. This is such informative. Um, this is information that we all need to share. So I'm putting it on my other side. So we're going to talk about, so let's talk about, living will advance directives and how we even come about that, because it's so important that, we get this information down and know how to be ready. So planning your will, planning, your preparing yourself for when I know the word gonna sound a little bit harsh, but it's really preparing yourself for when you die. There's no really other way around that. Okay, Manuel. There's no other way around that. So you have to be prepared, just as you prepare yourself for marriage, you prepare yourself for parenting, you prepare yourself for education, you prepare, yes, unfortunately, because no one wants to say they're preparing themselves for death, but you're not actually preparing yourself for, you know, to say, I'm going to die today, but you're preparing yourself. So if you die, there is a preparation in place. There's a plan in place. There's money in place. There's, an order of how you want things. And I know that in our community, a lot of people don't think that's necessary to do. My father was one of those people. And just quickly, my dad died at 47 years old. He was not sick. He wasn't old. It wasn't old age. He was a young, vibrant father, and he was a husband. He was a brother, and so he was the oldest out of 18 children. And everyone looked up to my dad. He worked for Exxon for 27 years as supervising the electrical. He was an electrician, so he worked in a high voltage area. And believe it or not, that's how my dad died. He got electrocuted on the job. Anyway, that's a whole nother different story. But just letting you know, you went into work and you went into a room and put your hand on the lever that, needed a glove, and then bam, you died. Prior to that, so for many years, my oldest sister and, all of us, she's always like, Dad, you need to get a living will. You need to get a living will. You need to. And he's like, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm from the island. So one of the things, and I don't know if they do this here in America. So Kamiko, you let me know. But one of the things that he's always, no, y'all not trying to kill me and take my money, or y'all not trying to kill me off and take all my stuff. My dad was very wealthy. He had properties, he had businesses. He had, thank you so much. He had businesses and he had, okay, close that door, please. So, yeah, so he has that. I just got distracted. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good. You were saying that he was wealthy, he had businesses.
Yeah, he had business. So, he always felt like we want to kill him off the tape, his thing. But he was always trying to kill him because my dad was not married to my mom. He was married to someone else, and he had, several children with different women. So I think that was a good idea she was trying to explain to him. But, of course, and what happened? He died. And the same thing she wanted to put in place, it made things so complicated. But thank God that, he had children that were cohesive in, just going along with the decisions. And, because we weren't there to fight about any money or properties or whatever, But I brought that in as a testimony just to say, or an example, just to say, to avoid contention amongst your family, number one. Number two, to have money saved and ready for your funeral or your burial or your cremation, whatever you choose. Number three, to have things just in order, make things smooth so you know what you want. So we and the family and friends or whoever it is don't have to worry, okay, did he say he wanted to be cremated? Did he say he want to, and so forth. So that's something you have to be mindful of. It alleviates family contentions and alleviate the stress for the money. It alleviates us trying to decide what to do with your body, or what would daddy want, what would mommy want, what grandma want. If you have those things in place, then you are preparing, then you make a plan for your will, for your will. And I'm gonna move on to Kamika, let she, talk about, and then we're gonna, talk more about, what it means and all this type of stuff. Go on.
Yeah. So, yeah. So whatever.
I want to shout out to our
Mhm.
ladies that's looking at us. Pauline, thank you for, she's laughing. Thank you for watching. Caroline, my sister in Florida, thank you for watching. And share this also. Go ahead, Kamiko.
Yeah, hello, Pauline and Caroline. Yeah, so that is a very important thing in life, and we don't like to talk about it because it's not you know, a flattering topic, but at the same time, it's definitely a responsible topic to talk about because it's inevitable. We all will die one day. So it's
Yeah.
more than just the uncomfortableness of talking about it, but you're preparing for your family. You're causing security to continue
Mm-hmm.
because when a death happens, it really disrupts a lot of things. But financially and with things that you have, that can really cut down on a lot of arguments, a lot of conflict in families, disagreements, and all of that, because you've written out how, you know, what you have. Because sometimes we have things that we don't even know about, your family may not know about. And so I heard a story once of a family that had a safe deposit box. And when the person died, a family didn't know that she had that, so
Wow.
they were arguing about this and that. So what ended up happening, it ended up going to the state because no one knew about it.
See?
She had, her family didn't think that they had much, but in her safe deposit box, there
Uh-huh.
were a lot of things, coins and gold and all of this stuff. And
Wow.
so, but no one knew about it. It wasn't in a will. She didn't have that, she didn't have a will for it or anything like that. And so it ended up going to the state when her family could have, could have partook in that and actually been able to live a more comfortable life. And I'm sure that's what she wanted. But, we don't know the day or the time that, we're going to leave here, you know. And so when we prepare, it just makes things that much easier.
I do agree with that, and I'm sure most of you out there, know so many different stories that we can talk about, like what Kamika mentioned, and that's really a big concern, because uh, why are we suffering and going through so much when, and this not just only goes to the family too. Um, you have to also bear in mind when you are making a will, and you also have to know or find someone that you trust,
Yes.
because that's just a waste right there and could cut down on the fight, and not just only that, but cut down on the fact that we are struggling to pay for your burial or to get things in place. So
Yeah.
you also have to find someone you trust and let them know that, listen, my will is with attorney so such and such. And again, that's like the cliche of, like, I don't want to tell nobody I got a will because I don't want to, I don't want to die yet, or you know I don't want nobody killing me. But you have to be mindful, or and let the attorney know the information about your family. He needs to have numbers, he needs to have information, so if anything happens to you, he also need to contact these people. A living will is a living will. It's a legal document, and
Yes, it is.
it basically explain, it tells what type of treatment you want, how to keep your life or not to keep your life. If you're brain dead, some once you're brain dead, the doctor has to get permission from the family to say, let's pull, what some people call pull the plug. If you're in a vegetative state, and because some people say, if I can't do anything for myself, you can clearly state those things in your will, your preferences for medical decision, your preferences for whether you want pain or you want to be on a ventilator or you want to be an organ donator or you want to be whatever it is, you want your eyes to donate to science, you want
Sure.
whatever it is, you need to make that clear. I'm speaking to myself too. I went as far as put in on my driver's license because I, of course, young and ignorant. I'm like, I don't want nobody getting my body. No, I don't want to do this. But after I became a nurse for so many years, and I see the need, and some people just happens that die, and they have good heart, they're healthy, and so I would see that donating certain things to science or to people who are in need of that stuff. But it's just really determining your wishes, determining what your values are. And again, that's important because everybody doesn't think the same, even your family. So having a living will makes that much easier. Over to you, Kamiko.
Yeah, it does. I mean, when you think about it, I've gone through a couple experiences myself. Like Don, my father passed as well, and
Mhm,
um, he had children. We ended up having to go through the courts and um, do all of that, and it just became an ordeal.
mhm.
When it came to that, and sadly to say, sometimes when you're dealing with that money or what someone thinks there, then it can become really ugly. So in our case, it didn't become super ugly, but
Right.
at the same time, if he had had a will, then it would have made things a lot easier. And like Don too, I started, but I haven't completed it, and
Mhm.
so I want to really take this is such a great topic because it's something that we all need to look at, especially after the year that we've had last year
Mhm.
of all the people passing away and not wanting to, you know, dredge up painful memories. But this
Yeah.
reality, this is what's happening. And not just last year, but every year, we have people that die unexpectedly in accidents or, car accidents and other accidents at work, as Don Father did. But a lot of different things happen and causes sudden death. So with that, you want to have in there, like Don said, whether you want to be cremated or not, whether you want to be resuscitated, whether you want to be on a ventilator or kept alive in a vegetative state for how long, because when it comes to that, families are a lot of them operate off of emotion, they love their mother, they love their sister, they love their brother, their husband, their wife, so even the thought of them having to give the decision of,
Mhm.
let's do this, it removes that pressure if they have something in writing to say, a legal document to say this is their wishes. So now it takes that pressure off, because then without that, a lot of families are looking at um, having that decision and having that thought, did I do the right thing? Did I do it too early? Did I
Right.
kill my parent? Did I kill my, whatever? So it's like those are things that having a living will, having a power of attorney, all of that. Because even before the living will, some people, when they are elderly and they begin to get dementia, and a lot of now, you don't even have to be elderly for real to have dementia, Alzheimer's, early stages of Alzheimer's and things like that.
Some
Have,
medication that does that. Some medication
right,
does that.
right. And so when it comes to that, you want to have like a power attorney, somebody that you trust, that you can say they can make these decisions, and I know that they will make the best decision for me. So
Right.
some of the hangups that people have regarding that, doing the will, it falls just things that we've heard over the years, like Don said, I don't want to put that out there or somebody to knock me off, to take what I got, and at one point, listing whether you're an organ donor on your license was putting you in danger. At one point in time, not very long ago, there were people that were human trafficking for their organs and taking people's organs and selling them on the black market. So these things really does happen in the world. However, these are things that you can put in your will, though. Even if you choose not to put it on your driver license, you still can put them in your will, because that is something that you can have an attorney over. You can set notes in your bank. If you got, like, I have a safe deposit box, so in my bank I can talk to my bank and say, hey, look, and it, putting that insurance in place, if something were to happen to me, then this person will come in. They would need to have a death certificate in order for the bank to release whatever funding I have, that turn that over to them, and also this safe deposit box, if that person don't even know that I have it. But if I have these conversations with the bank, with my lawyers and all of this, and people that I trust, then I can know, they can be assured and I can be assured that I'm leaving something,
Right.
And so with that, I have 3 children. So with that, I want to make sure, that they are, that they know everything that they need to know. Now, at one point, my mom, um, we didn't know a lot about her personal financial business or anything, in that, because she didn't want to do a will, or they didn't like to talk about it. It just, oh, don't talk about that. Oh, mom ain't going nowhere. Well, that's not really, you know, uh, right thing to approach for, because she will one day, you know,
Absolutely.
she will one day. So whether it's uncomfortable or not, the conversation need to be had. And so my mom finally, did will talk to, she put our names on all of her things, her land, her, all her, possessions and all of that. And so that we become more open, but it's also brought us closer together in that. So it's just good. It's a good idea to have those things in place, because we really don't know when our last breath will be. And then we want to make sure that our loved ones have something to fall back on and rely on.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And it's all about really educating your family, just, educating your family and just bringing awareness. And that's why, these are things that we wanted to talk about. We just gonna do just a little short, um, information that we're just bringing to you. We just wanted to inform you on that. Those are things that, you want to remind your family to put in place. And every time, so let me say this, because we're gonna, finish in a couple of minutes, but you have the healthcare directive. If you're not sure what it is, you can always just Google it. You can get information from the hospital. You can get information from Google, Google the encyclopedia, on what you can do. Some of these forms are free. Some you may have to pay. If you have a lawyer, contact a lawyer, get an attorney. They can help draw one up for you, and you can begin the process. Some of it is just as simple as you writing it out and just getting it notarized.
Yeah,
And so if you don't want to get that technical or get that high professional end of it, but it will stand in court. It will stand for what you want, and just say, and then you can have it. And even if you haven't gotten it notarized, I would suggest getting it notarized just to
yes,
avoid penmanship errors or copying. But your health care directive is basically, I'm just going to run through what each one is real quick, so you get a clear understanding. Because some people are like, okay, what is the advance directive? We all hear of living will, but they're different ones. You have medical power of attorney, you have the PO, so you have the healthcare directive. That one allows you to, like I mentioned earlier, it help you to plan your medical treatment in advance. That's why I mentioned advance directive. So you're planning in advance the direction of your health, the direction of your death, the direction of your life, period. So there should, if there should ever, come a time where you have to expire, then you can, sometimes you're not able to express what you want. So that's what the healthcare directive is for us in the hospital, in the workplace, in the healthcare system. And it's also known as advanced directive. It's known as living will form. It's also called advanced healthcare directive. Some people just call it living will, advanced decision form. So you may hear those terms, but that's basically what that is saying, what is doing for you if you ever get in a position where you cannot express your health or you cannot express what you want. Go and close that door. So I'm going to have to take care of some stuff after I finish with this. Whew. What is medical power of attorney? They're like twins, and they fight. You see, the fight starts already. At 6 and 8, the fighting starts. So that's he wants to be in here with me, and he brought my coffee. She throwing a tantrum because she wanted to bring it, and she's still throwing a tantrum. So So what is a medical power of attorney? And a medical power of attorney, that's just the document that you use to appoint someone, again, that you trust. I think about these movies, but I'm not going to go into that. But, you appoint someone that you trust, that you know will make the proper medical decision on your behalf.
Yes.
Okay. So a medical power of attorney, also they have another name. You'll hear these other terms like healthcare power of attorney, healthcare proxy. That's a popular one in like the when I worked for UCB, they use that a lot, assigning someone that can make decision on their behalf. A lot of them were incompetent or have deficits in their comprehension. And another term that one is called the medical power of attorney. You hear the durable power of attorney for healthcare a lot. That's a popular one. And just the power of attorney for medical. So that's the medical power of attorney. And the other one, the last one I'm just going to talk about is what is the living will. I went over that already. Is that's the document that indicate your medical wishes. So it also, in event like this one is if you die. So the first one, the advanced directive, is you can get to a position where you can express for yourself. But the living will is where if you die and you cannot make consent for yourself because you're gone. So you put this in place. It help with your care, your treatment. Now, the living will, some states may say the living will and the healthcare directive, they use them interchangeably, and some states may just use living will. But, for the most part, a living will and a healthcare directive they dictate your health preferences in the event of you have a medical emergency, or if you are becoming capacitated. Okay, so I'm not going to go too deep because we want to end today very short right here. So I just want to encourage you to look up those terms, look up what they mean, see how you can get those things started. You can go to your library, ask about that. You can call the hospital, ask about that. You can get an attorney. They can help prepare. If you still don't understand, they have attorneys that go over those in depth. If you have insurance, call your EAP, your Employee Assistance Program. I can't stress that enough. We don't use that program benefit enough. Use it. They help with legal issues. They help with financial issues. They help with preparing your will. They help you. Most of you who have insurance, they have a benefits department that help you to get those things in place. Usually it's free. And even with the Medicaid system, those things are free. The hospital hand them to you. If you go to the hospital, it's free. just go ahead and get it started, get it notarized. And then you have to go more in depth with you have financial living will that takes care of money and so forth. You want to look at these ones that you can just get started on quickly, make some decisions, and go from there. Go ahead, Kamiko.
Yeah, you're giving out some great information. It's good to know that. I really would advise everyone to really look into this deeper, and not, just think about it, but really, really look into it. There are a few websites you can go to look at. If you key in power attorney, if you key in free living wills, you can find lots of information for that, and it can break it down even more, and you can really understand it, and really get started. It's not an easy thing to do or to think about, but having that preparation will then give you a peace of mind, and for your children as well. Caroline says, it's all about having faith in that person that you appoint. Sometimes they may just have some alternative motive. So you have to be very careful when you make that decision on who you appoint. And that's a very, very good point, Caroline, because, um, it's sad to say, but in that time, money can change people.
Oh,
And
yeah.
literally, I was told that, and I end up experiencing it with my aunt. When my aunt passed, I didn't know that she had made me the beneficiary of some things. And I found out really quickly how things can change people when it comes to money and property and just material things and all of that. And so when it comes down to it, you really want to vet your people well. Ask them questions, ask them the hard questions. Do scenarios. I remember I used to have a friend that we used to do scenarios all the time, and it was just awesome because you really get to see like how people think,
Think, yes. And
and
what their values? What do they?
right, what they value, because they can say, oh yeah, they would never do that because I've known them, but you've never asked. And the thing is, when people are in a situation, they may do things differently. I have a friend that has 7 children. She's got 7 children. She loves her kids. She spoiled them all. And you would think, oh, you can, y'all close, when y'all go, you can leave your kids with her. Well, no, she don't like other people's children. She only likes her own. I had to learn that about her. We've been friends for many, many years. She's never babysat my kids. Never, when they were younger. And our kids are around the same age. So because she don't, we can make assumption is the point. We can assume that a person will do this or that or the other because we've been around them or whatever. But if you haven't specifically asked them or had a conversation along those lines, you know, it's hard to tell how they respond, what they value, what they feel about things. So have those conversations with the people that you're thinking about giving this information to and giving this responsibility to just make sure, are they good under pressure? Because surely if you got any family and they're in there, they may get a little pressure. How are they going to react to that? How are they going to handle that? So yeah, just, I think this is a great, great topic. It's something that all of us need to really think about. And if you've written a will, if you've written a will, and I know we're just going to touch on this a little bit. If you've written a will 5 years, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago, revise it. Just revise it every so often, because things change. Things change. And you can leave things out. So if you've written a will 30 years ago, you probably accumulated a lot of other things by then. Even maybe some other children. You know,
Oh, right.
so you might want to just revise it. Just revise it. Keep it fresh. Keep it fresh. Keep it up to date and all of that. So
And
yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that part about even other children. So for those of you who have secret lives or secret children out there, you definitely want to make a will because not just only that the other child or the other sibling needs to be, found out or know about each other. But there's so many medical disparities that people are dealing with, and sometimes, you need to know, okay, this coming from this side of my family. So if you have secret children and the children don't know about you, and you just don't want them to until you die, make a will. Make a will, but let it be, um, uh,
Hallelujah.
let your attorney know only when I die. I don't recommend that, but hey,
Right,
just
right.
don't.
It happens. It happens. It's a real thing.
Yes, yes. So I just, I really encourage. This is one of, I just love health anyway, and medical and
Mhm.
all that. But and the Bible, you can get me going on and on and on. But anyway, we're gonna close at this time because we really been trying to keep our time down to 30 minutes, and no later than 45 minutes, because these topics are so necessary. We want to encourage you, want to bring you to
Yes.
awareness. And if you are aware, share the clips, share what you know, and start,
Yeah.
educating your own family and preparing them. And if you haven't started yet, you too start inquiring and begin, right, putting some things in place. My husband, I was so happy when I met my husband, and you know for years I kept saying, I don't want no funeral. I don't want anybody doing all of that long crying. People gonna cry, of course, because I'm so lovable. You can't help. But I
That's
don't
okay.
want any funeral. I don't want people bringing all them roses and killing the trees. And I'm dead now. So what I want to be cremated. I don't want no bunch of money spending on no coffin that they have that costs a house and a land. I want my money to be dedicated to my family and to the ministry and to the people who don't have the underprivileged. That's where I want my money to go. I don't want to go spending on no box to put me in the ground that's going to rot, because that's not where I'll be. I'll be up there in
Ah,
the air
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for him to come and take me. So when I met him and he said he wanted to be cremated too, yeah. So, if I go before him, he will honor my request. If he goes before me, I will honor his request.
Yeah.
So, my family, some of them, why do you want to be cremated? Even the church, why you want to be cremated? I don't care. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So what? I mean, that's just my take.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different thought, and
For sure.
don't knock me or kill me, because that's what, until God say don't do that, then that's what the
Right.
plan.
Yeah.
Okay. So without further ado, we're going to close. Just quick announcements. We have coming up next week. We have our harvest prayer intercession that we had last month. Kamiko was on there. I hope you'll be able to again this month. It was powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking forward for that, because the Lord told me praying got to be consistent and not to cease. He said, pray without ceasing. And we are, it's only once a month, because, of course, we have to be mindful of everybody and different activities going on. But every day, we have praying going on. If you would like to join my WhatsApp group, where there's more intimate activities, and we have a group of intercessors that is praying, just send me the information. I don't know, Kamika, are you able to type in here? Let me see. I think you
No.
just send me the information, Happy Harvest Ministry at gmail.com. I think I can type it there. Happy Harvest Ministry at gmail.com. You can send me information there, and you can also text me, the information. You can also, I'm gonna put it when I finish, so Kumika can say her spiel. But you can also email me or text me that you would like to join the group, you would like to be part of the prayer ministry, you would like to be part of Happy Harvest Ministry. We're looking for volunteers. We're also looking for donations to help to run the ministry, to help support the people in the community. That's what we do. We help the women and men who are underprivileged, people who are dealing with poverty issues, people who are dealing with just building people back up. We're doing those things. We're reaching out to veterans. We have so many. So you can also go to Happy Harvest Ministry.org and learn more about the ministry and make donations to $ Happy Harvest AM. And that also we accept donations and gifts and whatever that you can. So that is happening. We have our prayer intercession that is happening on June 12th, and we're going to be also coming out with our round table. I'm excited for our round table that's coming up. So June 12th is the information right there. The round table is June 19th, 6 p.m. That's the third Saturday of every month. We have our TRTD, and this is going to be really, really good. You see what the topic is? Sexual purity. I'm excited. And then we also have, and those are two things I have coming up right now. And then we also have LCCI that both of us are part of. I'm also a member of that group, and we have our June. Some of you have already seen me sending out our tea party. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys show up at our tea party. The tickets are $25, and there's an Evite that you can go and register. And if you come get your hats, you get your dress, and get you ready, it's going to be fun, games, dance, and everything. So be prepared for that. And last but not least, we have our conference coming up in September. We'll have two things. The success seminar in August, that's the part 2 of what we did. More information to come. And then we have our conference that's coming up in September. And within the conference, we're going to do like a dual thing. We're going to do our retreat for the 2 days, and then the conference is going to be the 3rd day. So we'll have more information on that, and I'm excited about that. So those are the 4 major thing that Happy Harvest is putting out, and we're also partnering with LCCI and the Tea Party. So turn it over to you, Kamiko.
Yeah, that's great information, and we definitely want to support. So I advise you guys, please support Happy Harvest Ministry. It's definitely a great ministry. So over here on Visible Roots side, we are doing things in the community as well. So we have in August, beginning of August, we have our next big homeless initiative, which is the Warm Hearts Initiative, a Warm Hearts Project with the homeless. So we are definitely taking donation, monetary and items. So if you have that, my information, you can.
I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, look in the chat. You should be able to see it too. But yeah, so please send your donations. It'll be great. We go out and we go downtown Atlanta and in different areas in Georgia where we are we're going out there and servicing the homeless community. We take them food, we do clothing, we do toiletries, we do all of that. And so also I would like you guys to also follow us on Facebook, because we're building our platform there as well. We get ready to start our Team Talk section. That would be Root Talk section that we're getting ready to start there. And also we're doing the prayer as well. So we want you to definitely follow us there. We got more information coming for our gala that's coming up. So we're just excited about the things that's going on with Visible Roots too, and Happy Harvest. Also, the Tea Party with LCCI, I'm a member of that as well. Please, register for that also. So you can send your monetary donation to the Cash App that's rolling through, or PayPal. You can also mail it. So if you want to mail it, just email me, send me the information. If you want to participate, be a volunteer of any sort, you can email me at showthose.roots@gmail.com. We'll get back to you with that, or you can visit the website at visibleroots.org and put in your register there to be a volunteer as well. You can also donate from that site as well. So I would really ask you guys to please visit our site, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are definitely on there. So thank you guys so much for coming out today. We love these different topics. They're so helpful. And that's what we want them to be, helpful to your everyday life and your everyday living. So we thank you for coming out and joining us. Please jot down these informations for Happy Harvest and Visible Roots. If you forget one or the other, ask the other for the other. You know, we work together. We definitely do. So there's no competition here. It's only love and partnership. So we definitely do. And it's been a long time standing. A long time standing. So yeah, we're going to be around. So thank you guys again. Thank you guys for coming out, and we love you guys.
So you can always go back to the chat because I put Visible Roots phone number in there. I need to put
Mhm.
her email too, and you have Happy Harvest in there. So what's the email? Visible Roots email
Show those roots
those roots.
at gmail.com. Yeah.
So because I know once this comes down, then is gone. So I'm going to have it to where next time we can put it in the chat so you can always go back to the
Yeah.
chat for the information if you would like. But we'll have some information set up before we close. So you can always see it at the end also. But I enjoy you guys. I love you all. This has been a blessing. This has been okay, there you go. This has been an opportunity again. So get your grandparents, talk to them about the living will. Get your children, talk to them about the living will, power of attorney, medical directives, and and get your friends, your neighbor, and start educating people. If you when you talk, hey, have you set up a living will that so you can do? Some people start buying plots. Some people prepare for stones. Some people, it's up to you how far you want to go. But the quickest way to do it is just simply write out what your preferences are.
Right.
Awesome. You all have a blessed day. God bless you. And
God
we will
bless you.
again next week. So many things is going on. So y'all gonna see us around on Facebook all the time. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Let me get my my